Dear students, greetings of the day. In the last video, we saw the half part of the third lesson, Old Man River, written by Dorothy Deming. Okay, first I summarize it and I continued the remaining part of the lesson. Okay, listen. It was a rainy day. Amy, Petty, and Rose were sitting around the living room table. Amy and Rose are knitting and Petty is looking at pictures in a magazine. The room time was evening 4 to 5 pm. The room was not bright. Rose said that it gets dark early on these rainy days and Amy puts on the electric light. And Rose went near the window and saw the raining and she said, backyard is look like a small lake. Surprisingly, Amy said that she never seen it rain so hard and this is the third day of it. Petty also saw the backyard and said it is not a lake, it looks like a sea. Okay. The radio said the river was above flood stage this morning. Amy told that the water is above that white line on the bank at Thompson Bridge. It covered the south meadows and the highway. Rose told that it is not only the rain, the snow also melting in the hills in the northern part of the state. Okay. At that time, Jim Hall entering from right in shining wet raincoat and rain helmet. The river is rising fast. The Burnett Dam gave away. He asked where his mother. Amy told that she took Dick to the dentist and was going to stop at Mr. Brand's and his father was in Chicago on business. When they were talking, the ring of the telephone interrupted them. Amy's mother rang from Mrs. Brand's that the bridges between the town and her place was under water. Her mother told Rose to inform her mother that she would spend the night at Amy's house. Rose and Jim stayed there to help them. Amy and Petty filled all the bowls, tubs, pails and pitchers with fresh water in case the town supply is cut off and the drinking water is very rare to get. They collected candles and a flashlight. The telephone was dead. Jim asked them to check on food blankets and coats and also the first aid kit. Amy's carriage was surrounded with water. The river water hair creeped up to the door. Okay. On seeing the condition, Amy get scared. Jim warned them not to let others know that they were scared. Jim told them to collect all the things and he was glad to have served in the Junior Red Cross Emergency Squad during the war. He said they could climb into the attic and onto the roof. Amy said that how fast the river is rising and Jim expected the rain to stop. He told them they would signal for help from the roof. At that time they heard a voice. She was Sarah in the playhouse porch. Jim asked her to stay there. The playhouse was on high ground. Jim went to bring Sarah. Amy prepared coffee for everyone. She also arranged some supper too. Jim told Petty to light the candles and they were glad that they have an oil stove for cooking. Jim told them that the floor would be under water by morning and also he informed that he was going to climb on the roof and wave the flashlight for help. Amy asked him that no one is on the main road and there are no houses within sight of us. But Jim was not scared and boldly faced the situation. Amy was glad to have Jim there. Okay, all of you understood? Yes. Up to here we saw in the last video. Now let us see the remaining part of the lesson. Okay. See here there are some few questions. See the answer for the question first. Okay. See the first question. What were the girls doing in the living room? What were the girls doing in the living room? Ami and Rose were knitting and Betty was looking at pictures in a magazine. Okay. Ami and Rose were knitting and Betty was looking at pictures in a magazine. Okay. See the next question. Why was mother not able to come home? Okay. See, why was mother not able to come home? Mother was not able to come home because the bridges between their home and town were under water. Mother was not able to come home because the bridges between their home and town were under water. Okay. See the third question. How did Jim want the girls to get organized? Okay. How did Jim want the girls to get organized? Jim wanted the girls to get organized with flashlight, candles, lamps or lanterns, and he asked Rose to fill the tubs and pails with drinking water and asked others to arrange food, first aid kit and blankets, coats. Okay. See, Jim wanted the girls to get organized with flashlight, candles, lamps or lanterns, and he asked Rose to fill the tubs and pails with drinking water and asked others to arrange food first and a food first aid kit and blankets, coats. Okay. See the fourth question. Which two important things did Jim want the girls to do to avoid getting scared? Which two important things did Jim want the girls to do to avoid getting scared? To avoid getting scared, Jim advised that they must not let the others see how scared they were and they could get all the things together like water, food, blankets, coats and lights. Okay. To avoid getting scared, Jim advised that they must not let the others see how scared they were and they could get all the things together like water, food, blankets, coats and lights. Okay. See the fifth question. Where did Jim want the girls to climb up? How was it going to help them? Jim asked the girls to climb on to the roof and they could signal for help from the roof. Jim asked the girls to climb on to the roof and they could signal for help from the roof. Okay. See the sixth question. Who went to get Sarah? Where was she? Jim went to get Sarah. She was in the playhouse porch. Okay. Jim went to get Sarah. She was in the playhouse porch. Okay. All of you understood? Yes. Now let us move on to the scene 2. See, time an hour later, sitting the same place at rice, same group is in the living room with the exception of Jim. Sarah is asleep, covered with a blanket in a big chair. Ami, Rose and Petty have 3 candles on the table. Petty is trying to read. Petty, putting down her book with a thud. I can't read by this light. How do you suppose our grandmothers ever did? Rose, I don't believe they tried to read. I guess they went to bed when it grew dark. Ami, maybe we ought to go to bed. It's nearly the 11, but I could not sleep a wink. Petty, nor I. Rose, nor I. Listen, what's that noise? All 3 listen. Rose running to the window and peering out. I can't see a thing. It's pitch dark. It sounded like something pumping against the house. Petty, nervously, oh, come back. Let's stick here together. Jim, entering left in raincoat, carrying flashlight. Battery's dead. I waved it almost 100 times, though maybe somebody saw it. Betty scornfully, maybe. Jim, it has stopped raining anyway, and let us start moving everything to the attic. Bring the food and water first, then the blankets. I will do the carrying up the ladder to the roof. Betty, my new spring coat. I am going to save that. She rushes out, left, taking a candle with her. Rose, going over to her sister, shaking her gently. Sarah, wake up, dear. We are going to sleep in the attic. Sarah, oh, where am I? Rose, come on. She helps Sarah to her feet and and quickly wraps a blanket around her. To the attic, exits left, leading Sarah and taking one of the candles with her. Amy ought to get father's most valuable books and mother's jewel case and Jim. Amy, we will need water and food more than books and jewels. You don't seem to realize. He is interrupted by a cry from outside. Right. Okay? Yes. See the meaning. The scene starts with Amy Rose Petty sitting in the living room. Sarah is asleep, covered with a blanket. They were trying to sleep, but they could not able to sleep. At that time, Jim entering the house after waving the flashlight almost 100 times, Jim said that the rain had stopped and that they would move everything to the attic, the food, water and blankets. Amy wanted to save her father's valuable books and her mother's jewel case. Jim said that we will need water and food. Okay. Yes, let us move on to the next para. See, Mr. Peters, hello, there in the house. Mr. Marshall, Amy, they have come for us. Here we are. She runs to the window. Jim, picking up the third candle from the table, running to the window and waving it back and forth. Here we are in here. Petty, entering on the run from the left, carrying her dress box. Are we rescued? Who is there? Mr. Peters, still outside. Mr. Marshall, and you all right? This is Tom Peters and Miss Mars, the Red Cross nurse. We are here in a boat. Jim, row around to the back porch. You can get in there. There is pumping of the boat against wood voices. Steady now there. I have got hold of the rail. Tie here up. Jim and Amy exit right towards the voices. More voices greeting, and then Mr. Peters enters the living room with a lighted lantern, followed by Miss Marsh, Amy and Jim. Petty, we are rescued. Come, Sarah. Mr. Peters, why are you children all alone? Amy, yes, there is a terrific crash followed by a wail of pain and a scream. Rose off stage left. Oh, Sarah, she is fallen off the step ladder. Come quick, somebody. I have dropped my candle and it's gone out. Mr. Peters, Miss Mars, who is carrying a small black bag, and Amy rush off stage left. Okay, see the meaning. At that time, they heard a voice outside and realized that someone had come to help. It was Tom Peters and Miss Mars, the Red Cross nurse, who had come in a boat. They were now rescued. Sarah fell off the ladder. Okay. See the next para. Oh, Petty, oh, I hope she hasn't broken her neck. Jim, get the first aid box. It's in that pile of coats. I will fix a place for her to lie down. He arranges chairs so Sarah can lie down. Mr. Peters enters, left carrying Sarah. Steady now, you are all right. More frightened than hurt, I think. He places Sarah on the chairs. Amy, placing the lantern near Sarah. I am glad Miss Marsh is here. Miss Marsh is examining Sarah. Sarah is chopping softly, saying every so often it hurts. Rose kneels beside Sarah's chair, holding her hand. Jim stands in the background with Petty. Sarah, it's my leg that hurts. Miss Marsh, yes, you have hurt it badly. Sarah, but we can fix it up and we will all get into the boat and take you home. You are going to be all right. She motions to Mr. Peters, Jim and Amy to move to one side of the stage. Rose stays with Sarah. She had broken her right leg just below the knee. We can splint it up with pillows and umbrella and lift her safely into the boat. I think we ought to take her to the emergency Red Cross hospital. in the armory. Okay, see the meaning. Jim first aided Sarah and arranged chairs for Sarah to lie down. Miss Mars consoled her that she could be all right. Sarah's right leg had broken just below the knee. Her leg was splintered with pillows and umbrella and was lifted safely into the boat. Rose and Petty went along with Sarah. They took Sarah to the emergency Red Cross hospital in the armory. Okay. See, next para, Mr. Peters. We can take Rose and Petty along too, but Jim, you and Amy will have to stay until we can get back for you or send some other boat. Miss Mars returns to surround Sarah's right leg with pillows using an umbrella and can along the outside to keep the leg stiff. Jim, that's all right. We will be perfectly safe up on the roof. Mr. Peters, we can leave you an extra lantern and a jar of coffee. Need anything else, Ami? Only some of your calmness. We will be all right. Thanks. Mr. Peters, don't thank me. Thank the Red Cross. He goes over to Sarah and lifts her into a blanket. Rolled to form a stretcher. Miss Mars picks up her bag. Jim and Mr. Peters lift and carry Sarah toward the right. We can swing her down into the boat very easily. It would hurt a mite, Sarah. Get your things. Rose and Petty, you are going with us. Rose and Petty grab their coats. Petty take her dress box. Sarah, drowsily, Miss Mars gave me something to stop the hurt. It has almost gone. Amy, at the door, dropping a kiss on Sarah's forehead as they carry her out. That's fine, dear. Have a nice boat ride. She waves as the stretcher goes out, followed by Rose and Petty, trying to get word to mothers that we all right, Betty, and to Jim's family too. Petty, I will try. I hope you will be rescued soon. Bye. Rose, goodbye, Amy. Good luck. Amy, goodbye. There is more thumping only, less loud than before, and voices giving directions. Amy fuses with the lantern, trying to get it lighted. Mr. Peters, off stage. You will be all right, Jim. Jim, still off stage. Yes, don't worry about us. Goodbye. Voices in distance, the sound of oars. Jim enters right, wiping his forehead. Amy gets the lantern lighted and blows out candles. Water's dropping. He pours 2 cups of coffee from Mr. Peters' jar, hands one to Amy, raises his cup as though in a toast. Here is to the coffee, lantern and rescue. I am glad we have a wide awake, well-equipped disaster committee in this town. Amy and a Red Cross nurse for emergencies. Thank God for the rescue. Both lift the coffee cups and drink, still standing. Okay, see the meaning. Mr. Peters said that Jim and Amy stayed safe on the roof for another boat to rescue them. He gave a jar of coffee. When Amy thanked him, he asked Amy to thank the Red Cross. Jim and Mr. Peters lift and carry Sarah and swing her down into the boat very easily. Rose and Petty grabbed their coats. Petty took her dress box. Mr. Peters and Miss Marsh, Rose and Petty said goodbye to Amy and Jim and went in board safely. Jim and Amy drank the coffee and were glad the disaster committee in their town was wide awake and well equipped. Okay, the lesson got over. I think all of you understood. Yes. See the questions given. What were the important objects that the girls and Jim tried to move to the attic? Why? Okay. What were the important objects that the girls and Jim tried to move to the attic? Why? The girls and Jim tried to move water, food, blankets, coats and lights to the attic as they have to escape from the house. Okay. The girls and Jim tried to move water, food, blankets, coats and lights to the attic as they have to escape from the house. Okay. See the next question. Who came to rescue the children? Mr. Peters and Miss Mars from Red Cross came to rescue the children. Okay. Mr. Peters and Miss Mars from Red Cross came to rescue the children. Okay. So third question, what happened to Sarah? Sarah had broken her right leg just below the knee. Okay. Sarah had broken her right leg just below the knee. Okay. So the next question, who is Miss Mars? How does she help Sarah? Miss Marsh is the Red Cross nurse. She lifted Sarah safely into the boat. Okay, Miss Marsh is the Red Cross nurse. She lifted Sarah safely into the boat. Okay, so the next question, who were taken in the boat? Who were left behind? Rose, Betty and Sarah were safely taken in the boat. Jim, Amy and Miss Marsh were left behind. Rose, Betty and Sarah were safely taken in the boat. Jim, Amy and Miss Morse were left behind. Okay. See the next question. How does Red Cross help the children? Red Cross rescue the children from the danger of flood. Red Cross rescue the children from the danger of flood. Okay. All of you understood? Yes. See, through this lesson, the author described about the natural disaster and what are the precautions to be followed during that time is clearly pointed out by the characters in this drama. Okay, and the importance of Red Cross and their helping tendency. Okay, all of you understood? Yes. See, today's assignment, after scene 1 there are 6 questions given and after scene 2 there are 6 questions given. Okay, totally there are 12 questions. I answered the 12 questions in this video. Read well and write a test. Okay, thank you.